What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Wednesday, December 29th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, we have a 9-game slate tonight. So let's take a look at the point guard position. So at the point guard position, where's my guy? Can't find him. Where is he? Well, I like Kemba Walker from the New York Knicks playing the Detroit Pistons, who have the 6th worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Kemba Walker has averaged 27.1 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 28 minutes per game with a 22% usage rate. He's projected at 32.6 fantasy points here tonight, and he's 6,800 DraftKings salary and 1,100 more on FanDuel. So I prefer that DraftKings price, and Kemba Walker has scored 19, 44, and 71 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 33, 40, and 42 minutes. So he finally came back down to earth last game after putting up, 44, 71, 41, 43. So he was putting up 41 plus fantasy points for 4 games in a row. Might have been more than that if we go back in his scoring log. But he was ripping it up. He was on fire. Cooled off a little bit last game. But I think he's still going to play plenty of minutes here tonight. And it's a great matchup. So I like Kemba Walker here versus the Detroit Pistons. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won. And we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the shooting guard position. Okay, so this play was my point guard on FanDuel. I don't know if I'll play him on DraftKings, but you should definitely consider him on FanDuel. Take a look at Zach LaVine from the Chicago Bulls playing the Atlanta Hawks, who have the 8th worst defense overall. They give up the 5th most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Zach LaVine has averaged 41.5 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 35 minutes per game with a 31% usage rate. He's projected at 42.1 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score close to 50 fantasy points in this matchup. Now, he's 10,100 DraftKings salary, but he's 1,500 less on FanDuel. So I love that FanDuel price. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 220.5 points scored in this game. And Zach LaVine has scored 52 and 49 fantasy points in his last 2 games, playing 37 and 33 minutes. So I like Zach LaVine on FanDuel here versus the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, now another shooting guard that I like here is Caris LeVert. Oh, and this is another play that's going to be a FanDuel play only. Caris LeVert from the Indiana Pacers playing the Charlotte Hornets, who have the absolute worst defense overall, and they give up the 2nd most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Caris LeVert has averaged 29.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 30 minutes per game with a 27% usage rate. He's projected at 32.3 fantasy points here tonight, but I think he can score 40 fantasy points or more in this one. Now, he's 9,100 at DraftKings salary, so probably not going to play him on DraftKings. Looks like DraftKings is pricing up all the studs, so makes it difficult to fit these guys in your lineups. But he is 2,500 less on FanDuel. So I love that FanDuel price. And Vegas thinks there's going to be 227.5 points scored in this game. It's a fantastic matchup. And Karis LeVert has scored 51, 60, and 28 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 39, 35, and 30 minutes. So I like Karis LeVert on FanDuel here versus the Charlotte Hornets. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, let's take a look at the small forward position. I like Cam Reddish from the Atlanta Hawks playing the Chicago Bulls, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards, and Cam Reddish, he's averaging 20.7 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 24 minutes per game with a 23% usage rate, but he is playing a ton more minutes now. He scored 42, 26, and 25 fantasy points in the last 3 games, playing 40, 34, and 27 minutes. And he had a 31% usage rate last game, so I think he can score 35 fantasy points here tonight. He's 6,200 DraftKings salary, 800 less on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 220.5 points scored in this game, so I like Cam Reddish here versus the Chicago Bulls. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. Now, I like this play on both sites. I like Al Horford from the Boston Celtics playing the LA Clippers, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall. They've been pretty good versus opposing power forwards, but Al Horford has averaged 32.9 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 30 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. He's projected at 35.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. He's 7,100 DraftKings salary, 100 less on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 211.5 points scored in this game. And Al Horford has he scored 42 fantasy points last game, played 34 minutes with a 15% usage rate. So I like Al Horford here versus the LA Clippers. Okay, let's take a look at the center position. So at the center position, I like Steven Adams from the Memphis Grizzlies playing the LA Lakers, who have the 5th worst defense overall. And although they've been pretty good versus opposing centers, Steven Adams, he's averaged 25.2 fantasy points per game on the season, playing an average of 25 minutes per game with a 13% usage rate. He's projected at 26.1 fantasy points here tonight, and that's 5.2 times value. He's 5,000 DraftKings salary, 200 less on FanDuel, so I like that price on both sites. Vegas thinks there's going to be 225.5 points scored in this game, and Steven Adams has scored 46 and 34 fantasy points in the last 2 games, playing 31 and 26 minutes. So I like Steven Adams here versus the LA Lakers. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck.